My name is Furlong. I'm an integrated water management consultant at GHD and a senior industry fellow at RMIT University. I started my career in the water sector 7 years ago, and I've worked across 5 different teams at Melbourne Water and completed an industry-funded PhD and postdoc looking at integrated water management, urban greening, and livability. To date, my research has been viewed over 28,000 times and cited from institutions from across 20 different countries, including the World Bank, Thames Water, Stanford University, and UCLA. A highlight of my research career was being invited to participate at the Unleashed conference in Denmark, where I had the opportunity to meet with Princess Mary. Since joining GHD, I've had the opportunity to work on a diverse array of projects, including smart tank technologies, multifunctional retarding basins, stormwater harvesting designs, supporting the Water Grid Partnership and Integrated Water Management Forums, and the Arden-Macaulay IWM plan. I am bridging the gap between the academic and private sectors, with the last 2 proposals that my team has worked on being done in collaboration with biodiversity experts from RMIT and heat modelling experts from the CRC for water-sensitive cities. My journey hasn't been easy. For most of my adult life, I've been suffering from a number of autoimmune conditions, which have resulted in me spending approximately 1 year in a wheelchair. I attended a number of national and international conferences in this condition, including one in Portugal, where the buildings are not wheelchair friendly. But despite the condition of my physical health, my work has been what has given me direction and allowed me to continue living a happy life. One of the greatest joys that I derive from my work is being able to help other young water professionals. Since starting my job as a consultant, I have chosen to continue guest lecturing at RMIT and generally meet with at least 2 other young professionals a month to give career advice. My proudest accomplishment in my career has been able to support the fantastic Greening the West group, who have successfully planted 1 million trees in Melbourne's west. My work on Greening the West has been shared over 1,000 times on Facebook and Twitter, been published in various newspapers, and resulted in an interview with Red Simons on ABC 774. Approximately half of our urban trees are in private gardens. As our cities densify, these trees are disappearing just when we need them more than ever for urban cooling and biodiversity habitat. If I was to win the AWA YWP of the Year award, I would use this platform to advocate for 2 things: protecting and enhancing urban greenery, and investigating the water security benefits of potable reuse of recycled water.
I moved to Canberra in 2015, and that was a major step up in terms of my career progression. I did my graduate program back in Queensland with Unity Water. It gave me great exposure to the water industry. I'm currently looking after Lower Molonglo Water Quality Control Centre. It's pretty much the largest inland wastewater treatment plant in Australia. We treat about 1 millilitres of sludge every day, and that produces about 16 tonnes of sludge, and that's for beneficial reuse as a soil conditioner. And it's amazing working in this area. There's so much happening, and I'm learning every day. It's another amazing opportunity. One of my career highlights is being able to work with operators, my fellow process engineers in recommissioning the Gugon DAF system. The Gugon DAF systems has had flaws over the years, and we never had time to commission it properly. So essentially we achieved or commissioned the system so that it can do what it's designed for. It's been 2 years of hard work that we got to this stage, and we finally optimize the process to be able for it to do its job. And I was privileged to be able to present this at the WIOA conference in 2017.
I'm proud to say I actually helped recruit Alice to AECOM Water. She definitely came across as very knowledgeable in her interview. Where Alice is outstanding is her people skills. She just works really well with a wide range of people. She sits down, takes the time to listen to what the issues are before she formulates what has to happen, and she can be relied on to see it through.
And one of the organisations that we got to help out is NASA. They've reached out to us to ask for assistance for their wastewater treatment plant on site. So we went out there to have a look at their wastewater treatment plant and pretty much give them guidance in terms of what they can improve on and how they can better operate and optimise their plant. To be able to help a community like that, we know that it's for a greater cause as well, because what NASA does for the rest of the world is amazing.
Alice Liao, she's an amazing person. We're very blessed to actually have her working as part of our organisation. She's one of these people that is so enthusiastic in regards to water and sewage treatment technology that it transfers to everyone else.
After being in the water industry, it just gave me so much exposure and understanding all the hard work that goes right into it. Yeah, it's just one of those jobs that you get to give back to the community.
My name's Boris Ninkovic. I'm the Fulton Hogan Overarching Frameworks Manager. The opportunity to lead Fulton Hogan's framework team in delivering 4 of the 6 SA Water frameworks has been a real career highlight for me. Being able to take projects and bring them to market quickly and efficiently and provide better outcomes for all has been really a fantastic opportunity.
I'm really proud of the standard to which the Glenelg wastewater treatment plant upgrade was delivered. I was personally involved in assessing the constructability and proposed design solutions and was able to add value drawing on site knowledge from previous projects. I'm really proud of the standard to which the Glenelg wastewater treatment plant upgrade was delivered. It's won 2 major awards from the Civil Contractors Federation and Australian Water Association for its technical complexity and contribution to the environment, and has served as a springboard into other technically challenging water projects.
I've known Boris now for a little over 4 years, and through that time he's always been very approachable. It's this, coupled with his good nature and drive, that has promoted a positive learning environment for the continued growth and development of our young water professionals coming up.
Boris has always supported me and provided mentoring and guidance, as well as communicating all the possibilities available to me in the water industry. I always got the sense he was keen to develop our career paths and make us into strong leaders to help our business grow.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Boris for about 10 years, since he was a project engineer, project manager and now program manager. I think one thing that sets Boris apart from many others is it's not only his technical skills, but it's about how he goes about his work. He's really known for his collaborative nature, and he's built that off of the back of doing some collaborative frameworks, first with SA Water, which involved about $40 million worth of work, and now secondly with QUU, or Queensland Urban Utilities.
Working as part of the SA Water Frameworks has also enabled me to champion the Fulton Hogan sponsored STEM programs with participating primary and secondary schools. Ultimately, the students are given first-hand insight into the real world of the water sector while applying STEM learnings to further understand the importance of water conservation and also see first-hand the impact their ideas have in delivering valuable outcomes in their local areas. I'm also proud to have been an active voluntary member of AWA's SA Branch Committee, as well as an avid supporter and regular participant of AWA organised events. Additionally, I'm particularly interested in being involved with WaterAid and the great work they do. I'm a regular participant at WaterAid's numerous fundraising events and look forward to greater involvement as my career progresses.
grew up on the river, and it's the 10th biggest river in the world, and it's called Amur. So it's on the border between Russia and China. So my highlights of my Russian career was working in a utility company. It was a great experience, it was an amazing life experience, and I'm very thankful for that. So my first job was actually managing people, which was pretty cool for a grad, a fresh grad with no work experience. It was a challenge to convince the industry that I can do something else. So at the time I decided to do PhD, and it was something that I was passionate about, and I wanted to do part-time PhD when I was in Russia. So, of course, every single paper is an achievement for a researcher or any person, engineer as well. But when I think that probably not the most size of paper, but smaller paper sometimes can make bigger contribution to the community. So when I arrived to Australia, of course I didn't know anyone. So I just googled words, water Australia, and the first thing that came up was Australian Water Association, and I joined it within like my first 2 months in Australia, and there was a Water coming up in Brisbane in 2010. So I was very lucky and fortunate to be able to attend this conference, which actually gave me this overview of Australian water industry, and I can track my career progression with AWA events. So first time I came, I didn't know anyone. The second time I was at the conference already as a PhD student, and then I had a poster, then I had an oral presentation. It was all my progression through these years. And also I was very lucky to have a mentor through Young Water Professional Mentoring Program, and she really helped me to find this confidence to apply for PhD and to go for the research. So now I'm trying to give back, and I'm a big believer in Young Water Professional community and community. For myself, I like to stay outside the box and stay above the common trends. I like to see the change, I like to lead the change in industry and the community for good. I really like to be able one day to work on linking research and industries.
My earliest memories growing up on a dairy farm in country Victoria, and also travelling around some of the cattle stations in Northern Territory as a young kid with my dad, you could see that water was always a hot topic of conversation, and it was an ever-present issue. You can see firsthand the impact that water had on land, on friends and families and other people, and also on the community itself. The hardships and stress from droughts and floods really etched their lines into the faces of farmers like my dad, and I think that's an image that's stuck with me ever since. So day to day I'm working with a lot of different people around the organisation, from people in treatment, people in servicing strategy, to guys in the field, to try and work out, are there better ways of operating, are there better ways that we can find solutions for our customers. Also going out to the field, meeting with some of our big commercial customers, so the likes of Coca-Cola, Primo, some of our big water users, and trying to find, is there an opportunity there to do something different, to do something better, and help them be on a more sustainable footing.
I think what Will brings most is a really good rounded set of skills. So for someone so young to have such a really strong commercial acumen combined with a really strong technical background, that's a set of skills we really find quite rare these days. And to find it in someone so young is really tremendous.
What I particularly liked about Will, that he was open to new ideas, and he was open to listening, and open to how we can approach things in a different way to achieve our strategic outcomes.
Will played a major role in our rethink of strategy at Unity Water, so had a large role in that process. Fantastic communicator with everyone around the business, and really understands the water and sewage business, so that previous experience and expertise played a large role in us redefining our strategy for our customers.
Working with Will, first at Unity Water and now at Queensland Urban Utilities, it's been great to tap into his previous experience with SKM, CSIRO and his economic studies in Finland, particularly his knowledge of water problems from remote communities across Queensland and the Northern Territory to large mining and gas projects.
I think one of the biggest issues that we'll have with the water industry is how do we make that case to the public? How do we bring them along on this journey towards safe and sustainable water management? We have some of the best engineers and scientists in the country, but we really need to put their facts and their analysis into language that the public can understand, can relate to, can get invested in, so they can value water the same way that we do.
Congratulations, Will, on your nomination for Young Water Professional of the Year. It's truly deserved.